We're going to open up for questions. We'll start with Alyssa in the front row.
Coach, we talked about the Valkyries and like how they like to pressure and dictate defensively. How do you want your team to respond when they kind of try to take you out of their first action?
We got to get to the next actions. We got to be good with playing after the. If they do take away our initial, we got to be great at playing next action basketball and getting to space and staying within our concepts and our game plan. And so it's one of the better defensive teams in this league, and we understand that. And so it's the responsibility of all five that's out there to maintain space, to be able to play with purpose and intention. We see what we got after that.
We'll go to front row on the right and then to Brian.
Hey, Coach. Nathan Callan from the Bay Area News Group. We've seen a lot of coaches come out of the G League and have success here in the W. As someone who spent some time down there in the G League, is there something in that league that prepares you for the W that maybe you don't see anywhere else?
Yeah, I think the way that the adjustment that you have to make from a day-to-day basis. I was part of several different G League teams where we've had the MVP of the season, and they were called up in layup lines of a game, and so you have to adjust on the fly. There's also an element of smaller staffs comparative to the NBA, and so I know that is changing and growing in the W, but during the time that I was in the G League in these 5 years that I've been in the WNBA, it's been a all hands on deck approach from a staff standpoint, and so there's a level of humility, but there's also a level of appreciation for the little things that may go unnoticed. There's an appreciation there. And I think that it just teaches you how to kind of be present in the moment and do what needs to be done.
We'll go to Brian and then Jordan.
Coach, I wanted to follow up with you on the attack and defenses out of your pick and roll. Just wanted to get your thoughts on the evolution of your secondary actions. Yeah,
it looks a little bit more of like what we want it to look like. I think the way that we're, some of that is, the ability to play small and space the floor a little bit. Others is just having really good decision makers on the floor, and we're adding one in Tosh coming into the mix, and so I think we've been owning in all throughout training camp and preseason on that level of it, because as you get deeper into the season, every team knows your initial actions, every team knows kind of what you're looking for, and so those that have the ability to get to the next action, to play a little bit of random conceptual basketball, I think that those are the teams that ended up thriving in the end. So we gotta be great at executing, but we also need to be great at improvising once those things break down.
We'll go to Jordan.
Hey, Coach. Jordan Ken here. Good to see you again. With Kamilla, explain how her role changes or expands this year with the roster developments you guys have had.
I think more so than anything, it's a level of growth and maturity from a basketball standpoint that she's been able to see and still grow into. It's just her coming into her own of who she can be in this league. We've seen a lot of glimpses of it in the past, and now it's we're wanting to show that on a more consistent basis. And a lot of that is in the approach and the mindset of knowing that she can be unstoppable when she puts her mind to it, and her teammates have full trust in her. Our staff has full trust in her, and so we want to put her in different positions to be successful. But and I've talked about this before, a lot of that kind of gets focused on the offensive end, but there is there's a level of defensive prowess that she has, and versatility and ability that she has to also be dominant on that end of the floor too. And I think that is what the communication has been over the course of this season is instilling a mindset of dominance for her, because she has the talent and she has the will to be that, and we want her to be that for us.
Front row on the right here.
Hey, Coach. How surreal is it to coach against Natalie in this game? And additionally, is this something that you two talked about when you were in Vegas together?
No, I think that was one of the things that got us to where we're at now, and then things that made us successful as assistant coaches is Natalie and I share the importance of being present and the importance of being where your feet at and doing the best job that you're able to do where you're at. And I think both of us were just focused on being the best that we could be for Becky and for the Aces. and then you never really know when these opportunities are able to come, but you prepare as such. Natalie and I have similar backgrounds in terms of how we've gotten here through the NBA and through the WNBA. But we're students of the game. We're appreciative of people. We lean into that, and then we trust in our work. And it's a blessing that both of us are here today.
We'll go to second row on the left.
Hi, I also wanted to ask about Natalie, so perfect segue. When you look at the Valkyries as a team, what are the qualities that to you reflect who Natalie is as a coach?
First, it's in their effort. It's in the effort that they give every single possession. That's how she coaches. That's how she moves and lives, and she swear-bys. And so I think that you see that when they play. They're never really out of a game because of the level of pressure that they put on both ends of the floor. There's just a never-quit mindset from them, and that's what Natalie exudes. And so, and then there's a level of fight and grittiness to them too, where if you look at Natalie's basketball playing career, she started as a walk-on at UCLA and worked her way up and became a starter eventually, and she's grinded the same type of way as a coach, and so that's all reflective in how her team plays here in Golden State.
Go to the second row on the right.
Hey, Coach. Conrad Pasquale from the Podium Finish. Courtney Vandersloot, I know she's still working her way back into playing shape, but given the amount of turnover the roster saw this past offseason, can you speak to the impact she's had, both as a veteran, a widely respected veteran in the WNBA, but also the significance, of her place in the Sky's franchise history?
I think I'll start with the last part of your question first. Her place in Sky basketball history, we're hopeful that she plays 100 more games with us, but she doesn't have to play another game with the Sky for her place in Sky basketball history to be etched in stone. And so that's what she means to the city. That's what she means to the organization. She's done a lot. But there's still more to give, and there's still more that she wants to give and wants to do in a Sky uniform, and that's why she came back. And when you think about how the roster has kind of taken shape since she's been here throughout this offseason, they wouldn't be here if they didn't want to be part of that as well. If they didn't want to play with Sloot, and so she's been open to the changes that we've made. There's an understanding there that she's going to fit right back into where she left off with this new group. I think the pieces that we brought in, whether it's Tosh, whether it's Sky, whether it's Dejanay, what have you, they're players that can feed off of her leadership and the way that she's able to set the table for others. And I'm looking forward to bringing her back into the mix. But if there's anybody that can figure it out, it's Courtney Vandersloot. There's a level of professionalism, there's a level of experience and IQ that comes with her and how she plays the position, and she'll be just fine when she gets back into the fold.
Got time for a few more. We'll go to front row on the left.
Hi, Coach. My name is Femi Adefeso for New Central TV Nigeria. I know Coach Rena Wakama is on your bench as the women's national team coach, and they played a couple of preseason games with the NBA team. My question is, seeing how much progress she's made, the impact she's making on African basketball, as a coach, the head coach, and she being on your team, every day, what do you think when you see her? How does that, help in, how just you structure things and your mentoring and, what she's bringing in?
Yeah, I appreciate that question. When we hired Rena, I literally cold called her. She had no idea who I was. I only had seen her from watching her games, in the Olympics or in FIBA, and I liked what she did. I liked how hard her teams competed with less talent and the passion that they played with. And it wasn't too long after I met her, I had a conversation with her that you can see the passion that she has for African basketball, for Nigerian basketball, and then for the game itself. And so I knew she didn't have W experience, but there was a fire in her that she wanted to coach, that she wanted to be amongst the elites, that she wanted to be great, and she's transferred that same passion over into with us at the Sky. And so we're appreciative of her and the hard work that she's put in. I think this last year and a half has been more about her learning the league and the players in the league. And but from a coaching standpoint, the work ethic is there, the mind is there, and the passion is there. And so that's going to continue to carry her. And I think we're all understanding that she won't be with us for long. And so we're going to appreciate her and enjoy her while she's here before she moves on to, to being a head coach in this league or elsewhere.
We'll go to second row on the right, and then we'll close out with Alyssa.
On those ACES staffs, what do you think was uniquely valuable about being an assistant that you think really benefited you and Natalie?
Without question, it's Becky's ability to allow her assistants to be themselves and to work in a way that's authentic and unique to them as an individual. I think it's the same with the players. She creates an environment that allows them to be themselves and play to the best of their abilities and put them in positions where they can be both comfortable and uncomfortable. And she does the same with her staff. And so I think that's a learning lesson that myself and Natalie have taken from her. And I know I've tried to apply that with our staff here as well and our players. But I can't say enough about how organic the staff that we had was in Vegas, and it's just you don't come along staffs like that too often, and I'll always be appreciative for that. And it's been extremely instrumental, obviously in my career and where I'm at now, and I'm sure Natalie would say the same.
We'll close out with Alyssa.
Will, is she on a minutes restriction, and if so, how many?
She is, and she is.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.